Just imagine, it's a beautiful Monday. You're going into work. You really don't want to be there. But you get to work and the manager says, come to my office. You don't know what it is, but you know, if you're like anybody else, going to the manager's office or any supervisor office, it's already nerve-wracking because what do you want with me? You go, you sit down, and they say, well, unfortunately, we're going to have to let you go. And you're like, what? It was like, yeah, unfortunately, the AI just basically told us, you ain't doing it. I go by the name of Big Manny. This is Beyond the Blur. We talk about science, tech, and Internet of Things. That's exactly what's about to happen with this new wave. And it could be you. Let's talk about it.
Welcome to the Blur where tech, science, and AI is our brand.
Let's get it. I got my notes. Let me get in focus. Pow, pow. Now, all of us need work. Well, not all of us. Some of us are very lucky, but most of us need work to pay our bills, provide for our family, all of those things, right? And for the most part, I would say majority of American citizens or just citizens anywhere, that's exactly what we're doing. Every day is not going to be the greatest of days. Some days you're going to be sluggish. Maybe something that would have happened personally in your life. You got some bad news, maybe a heartbreak, whatever it may be, right? So you're not going to move as efficient that day. Well, it's fine now. And just the being a human about it thing, you're going to feel for whoever that is that's going through whatever they go through. But what happens when AI decides to stick its nose in human business? Well, there has been cases, especially in China, where they are using AI technology to track your proficiency, your productivity. And basically, this technology, it tracks you as you do your task, how fast you do it. It tracks if you're doing it at all. And you could be getting a letter not only in the mail, but you could be walking into work and walking directly into the lion's den because you had an off day. All because you were being tracked. Now, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of companies right now that use AI, but they use AI in a different way. We don't know all of the very ways that they track their data and what they're using the data for. But heck, places like Workday, Microsoft, Viva, Hubstaff, all are being used to track productivity. You know, and the data that they collect as of right now, it includes keystrokes, so what you're typing about, screen time, how often you are watching your screen, mouse movement, if you're even engaged in what you're doing at work, and then even the tone of your voice on a Zoom call. All of these are actively happening right now. Again, we're human. We can have bad days, but AI doesn't have feelings, so it doesn't care about your bad days. Some employees to date have reportedly been fired after falling behind metrics. And whatever the algorithm sees, if you're not hitting your certain measurements or metrics, that's it. You're out of there. These systems often lack a lot of contextual awareness. What do I mean by that? Pregnant women typically are going to move a little slower because they're pregnant. People with disabilities, which you're supposed to have an inviting workplace. And just because a person have a disability, that's not going to keep you from getting a job. Or it shouldn't, maybe. But you have people who also deal with grief. You know, people die every day, and it could be your family member or best friend that died that day. And most corporate people, depending on who your boss is, they have empathy for you. But with AI, it's not going to have empathy. All it does is track. You're a 1 and 2 in the numerical system. It's almost like we're getting closer and closer to modern day slavery. It's already hard enough to afford groceries for most families. The pay wage has far been behind what's actually happening out here with trying to pay bills and everything else like that. But now Coming up to your rear is technology trying to put their foot on your neck. And that's why you're in the door. News have also surfaced that there have been people who have sued companies because what they found was they can't get a job because the algorithm that they're using, the AI that they're using, is basically pushing their resume to the side. It doesn't even get filtered through to a human because the AI has basically stopped them from even getting that opportunity. Applicant tracking system, which is called ATS, is powered by AI model, and it rejects up to 75% of the resumes before a human can ever see it. So if you've ever felt like you keep putting in applications and for whatever reason you're not getting through, you can't even get a interview, well, this could be part of the reason, the ATS system. These filters are keyword dependent. So it looks at your resume, and if for whatever reason it does not see what it needs to see, you as a candidate could be blocked right away. Like right away. If it doesn't exactly match what they're looking for in the description, you're out of there. You also deal with things like biases on AI trained data. It unfairly penalized people of color, people with gaps in employment, or non-traditional paths, like a returning mother, veterans, or career switchers. AI doesn't see human. It only sees patterns. And that's a big issue. You know, so now first, back in the day, there were gatekeepers to certain industries. But now what's ending up happening is AI will be your gatekeeper. And it's going to force a lot of people to start lying on resumes and interviews because the human element of it all is not felt. And it's kind of crazy to think because we all need jobs to pay bills unless you're just some millionaire or billionaire, right? And here's just a couple of examples. If not, I'm going to try to just give one. Here's an example of the algorithm being biased and being the new gatekeeper. Amazon's past AI hiring tool downgraded resumes with the word women's in it. Like women's coding club. Like it might not say she's a woman, but the moment you put something in there like women's coding club, it automatically blocks you. This is the actual thing. You can actually look it up. This is actually what's happening. People with disabilities or health accommodations may be flagged for inconsistent activity or gaps in work history. Think about that for a second. And then last but not least, studies have shown that AI systems may inherit the biases of their developers in the data that they were trained on. So at the end of the day, AI only knows what we tell it. But depending on who's behind the telling, it could be getting the biases, the racist side of it, whatever it is, you see. So AI is a tool that can be used for a lot of things. Heck, I'm not gonna lie to you. I use my AI for creating descriptions or coming up with great ideas for videos. But when that same AI is turned against you to block you from opportunity, you are completely blocking a whole tether of people, right? Here's just what I say, what we could do about it. This is just some notes that I put together when it comes to all of it. As I wrap it up, this is what I think we could do about it. This is how you beat the bots. Number one, you have to figure out and know that this is happening, and you have to optimize your resume using a plain formatted, including job-specific keywords. There are services that let you know what that is before you apply to that, whatever you're applying to. There are people who call themselves professionals that can help you with that. So before you submit a resume, think about submitting your resume to a professional before an AI can sniff it out. We also need AI transparency laws. We're ways away from that. We're still dealing with basic modern human society things. But if this was a world that I had any type of power in, AI would 100% have laws already. I mean, I would make it mandatory for companies to disclose when algorithms make hiring or firing decisions. that needs to be stated right before you get into the door or as you leave. We need to know who's firing us and who's hiring us. And it can't be an AI based system like ATS. We need to push for AI ethics in HR to ensure fairness and inclusion of all. Because even when you talk, you can hear dialects. A person from DC is not going to sound like a person from Chicago, and a person from Chicago is not going to sound like a person from Seattle or Wyoming. But with AI, it can sniff out the things that you are saying, and it can break down that you might not be the proper candidate for it. And that we cannot have. Last but not least, we need to encourage hybrid systems, AI plus human oversight. So you can use AI, but you also need a diverse group of people who have oversight over the thing that basically they're trying to cut costs. I ain't gonna lie to you. They're trying to cut costs, but we need human oversight at the end of the day. For me, just to kind of wrap all of this up, AI is a very good tool. I believe in it. But just like a gun, if you put a gun in a bad person's head, that gun is a bad thing. If you put a gun in a protective person's hand, it's a good thing. So for me to you, number one, if you like what you're hearing and you like this content, make sure you like and subscribe. We're going to be coming more with this. This the geek nerd guy that's talking about the technology and AI stuff. And I'm pretty sure there's somebody out there that love it. So if it do, shout out to the 5 people that subscribe to my channel. We've been up since the 17th of this month. We already got 5 subscribers. So shout out to y'all. But if you like it, definitely make sure you follow. This is the new world. This is what we're stepping into. And I'm grabbing the bulls by the horns. So other than that, this your boy Big Manny. I'm up out of here. Peace.